Hi everybody, it's Nina from the Happy Hustlers. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we are a husband and wife team of e-commerce entrepreneurs. In today's video, I'm going to talk about when you're doing an Amazon FBA shipment, how to get all of your inventory to go to one warehouse or fulfillment center is what they call it. By default, Amazon is going to send your FBA shipments across multiple warehouses depending on where they believe that inventory should go based on their logistics system. This is the default setting. It is called distributed inventory placement. This can cause your FBA shipments to be timely, inefficient, and costly when you go to purchase the shipping. And this is because sometimes you'll get a box and it says, you need to put 7 items in this, and then you get another one and this one has 50, and that one's going all the way to California and you live in Florida, and then the one that has 5 in it is going to Wisconsin, and that box isn't full and it's very expensive to ship, and then your shipping cost goes up. On average, the shipping cost to send to Amazon is about 25 to 50 cents per pound, but when your shipments get split up a lot, it can go up, which again will increase your costs and make your shipping process a lot more expensive than it needs to be. So when we first started selling on Amazon, we did not know there was any way to get our inventory to all go to one warehouse. And once I figured this out, I was like, man, I've been doing this incorrectly for so long and wasting my time and money. So today's video, I'm going to go through 2 different ways that you can use to get your inventory to all go to the same fulfillment center. So the first way to get all of your inventory to go to one fulfillment center is through what I call the magic number. I don't know if this has an official name, but I just call it the magic number. And what this strategy is, and this is unofficial and it does not always work, but it pretty much always works. What this is if you order and you have more than 18 units of the same SKU, then generally speaking, those 18 units will all go to the same fulfillment center, and Amazon will not break that SKU up into multiple shipments. So 18 seems to be the magic number. We used this in the past and it pretty much always worked. 18 or more units, Amazon's not going to break those units up. Now this does work, but you have to keep in mind that you're not always going to be able to order 18 of the same SKU because the cost might be high. There might be limitations on the quantity you can order. You might not think you're going to sell more than 18 of that SKU, so why bother buying more than 18? And like I said, this has worked in the past, but it's not guaranteed to work. Amazon has never said this is, official or anything like that. This is just what I've seen as a seller and many other sellers have seen as well. So this is the first way, and I call it the magic number, but this is more of the unofficial way. The second method to get all of your inventory sent to the same warehouse is the official way. This always works, and this is called inventory placement. So like I said in the beginning, the default setting is distributed inventory placement. The alternative setting that you can set up is called inventory placement. And what this does is this places all of your inventory to be sent to the same exact fulfillment center. This can be set up in your settings on Amazon Seller Central. You just go to settings, fulfillment by Amazon settings, and then it'll be under inbound settings and you'll see inventory placement service. And you just turn that on, and then from there on, all of your shipments will go to the same fulfillment center. This is not a free service that Amazon provides. There are fees associated with these, and those fees are on a per item basis. So for a standard size item that is 1 pound or less, you're going to pay 30 cents per item. For a standard size item between 1 and 2 pounds, you're going to pay 40 cents per item. And then if the item is over 2 pounds and it is standard size, you're going to pay 40 cents per item plus 10 cents per pound above the first 2 pounds. So there are fees associated with it. For oversized items, you're going to pay a lot more. For 5 pounds or less, you're going to pay $1.30 per item. And then for over 5 pounds, you're going to pay $1.30 plus 20 cents per pound above the first 5 pounds. So this is a fee-based service, but I have done the math several times to see if it would be cheaper to use inventory placement or not use inventory placement on the same shipments. And it is still cheaper to use inventory placement from the math that I have done, because when you end up having to break up your shipments into multiple shipments and you have them just going to ridiculous places with small quantities of units, you end up paying a lot more for shipping than you would if you had inventory placement on, and this can result in excessive costs that would exceed the cost of inventory placement. With inventory placement, you can really pack your boxes as efficiently as possible. You can say, I have, a Home Depot large box. I'm going to fit everything I can in this box that's under 50 pounds. And it just makes it so much easier and so much less time consuming when you're doing the packing of your shipments. Another aspect of inventory placement that I really like is that your shipments are all going to go to a warehouse near you. I call this like your default warehouse. It depends on where you live, which one you're going to have as your default warehouse. But our shipments all go to the same warehouse, and that warehouse is not too far from us. Our items are pretty much always checked in within a week during normal processing times, not during, like Q4 or anything like that. It's going to take a little bit longer, but our shipments get checked in really fast with inventory placement versus if we had distributed placement on. Sometimes we have stuff going all the way from California and we're in Florida. It takes a while to get there. It's just a longer process. Another aspect of inventory placement to keep in mind is that while your items are all being sent to the same warehouse opposed to being distributed, Amazon is still going to distribute your items once they get to the warehouse. You're just paying for them all to go to the same warehouse when you are doing the shipping. So this means that your items are going to be checked in pretty quickly, but a lot of them are going to go into FC transfer. If you're not familiar with FC transfer, what this is fulfillment center transfer, and this just means that Amazon is taking your items from the fulfillment center that they were checked in at, and then they are going to transfer them to a different fulfillment center, and that's where they will be sold from. So when you're doing inventory placement, you'll see a lot of FC transfer of your items once they are checked in, but a lot of times your items are still available for sale during this time. Amazon has a crazy smart logistics system, and they know when your items can be available for sale and when they'll be checked in and when they can be sold and all that. So your items can still be sold during this time a lot of times. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, but just keep in mind that you will see a lot of FC transfer when you are using inventory placement. Personally, we do use inventory placement for every single one of our shipments, mainly because one, like I said, I ran the math and it ended up being cheaper to do inventory placement than having to deal with the increased shipping costs from having all the different fulfillment centers. And two, because it saves us so much time when we're packing our shipments. When you have, 300-400 units you're packing up, it really helps to be able to put them in boxes and pack boxes efficiently rather than having to put, 7 over here, 25 in this box, all of that. So I really do recommend it, especially when you're getting into bigger shipments. It's also great for smaller shipments as well, because if you're sending in 50 units and it's broken up into 5 different boxes, that's going to be expensive to ship regardless because your boxes can't really be packed that efficiently. If you are interested in inventory placement, I'm going to put a link down below for Amazon Seller Central where they explain it and they explain all the fees and show you exactly how to set it up in your settings. But I really do recommend looking into it. It makes your life a lot easier when you're doing your FBA shipments. But that is it for today's video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.